The Pittsburgh Steelers might be building something far scarier than anyone expected. For years, this team has been searching for that next unstoppable identity, but now it feels like they've stumbled into a formula that could reshape their entire season. Fans thought it would take time for Aaron Rodgers to settle in and for DK Metcalf to become the centerpiece, yet here we are just a month in and the whispers around the league are already shifting. The Steelers are not simply competing, they are experimenting with a blueprint that could be one of the deadliest combinations in football. The shocking part is the monster they are forming isn't built the way people imagine. Usually a three-headed attack is about lining up three superstar names, but Pittsburgh is crafting something different. It is Rodgers' precision, DK's size and power, and the hidden threat of a run game that actually forces defenses to freeze. That balance is what scares coaches because it makes game planning almost impossible. Take away one piece, another grows stronger. Try to contain all three, and you leave cracks all over the field. This is not just about star power, it is about creating a constant mismatch. What nobody is talking about is how quickly Rodgers and DK are becoming the heartbeat of this new core. The chemistry is sharper every week, the trust is building, and the possibilities are only beginning to show. But if those two are the obvious heads of this monster, the question becomes, who or what is the third? The answer is where Pittsburgh's secret lies, and it might be the very thing that pushes this offense into territory it has not touched in years. But before we get into that, hit that like and subscribe button for more Steelers and all the NFL content. Let's aim for 250 likes on this video. Aaron Rodgers has always been known for reading defenses faster than most quarterbacks can blink, but in Pittsburgh, his role has become even more dangerous. What stands out isn't just the throws he makes, but the way he controls the pace of a game. Defenders hesitate because every snap feels like a trap, and Rodgers thrives in that hesitation. His quick release and accuracy are the foundation of this attack, and he is already proving that even at this stage of his career, he can tilt the field whenever he touches the ball. DK Metcalf has turned that advantage into something that looks unstoppable when it clicks. At 6'3" and 229 pounds, he is too strong to bully at the line and too fast to track down once he gets space. What makes him terrifying is how Rodgers is unlocking his routes inside the field, not just on the perimeter. When corners give him cushion, he slices in with sharp breaks, and when they press him, he shrugs them off like they are nothing. That mix of speed and muscle is rare, and Pittsburgh is feeding it at the perfect time. The ripple effect is clear. Once Metcalf starts dominating those inside lanes, defenses are forced to crash harder, leaving new lanes elsewhere. Rodgers knows how to punish any overreaction, and DK has shown he can turn simple catches into back-breaking plays. Yet as powerful as these two have become together, the secret edge doesn't end with them. The third head of this monster is hiding in plain sight, and it is shaping the balance of the Steelers' offense in ways nobody saw coming. The hidden piece of Pittsburgh's new identity is not one star running back, but the overall efficiency of their ground attack. Jaylen Warren and Kenneth Gainwell are both proven threats, each capable of keeping defenses honest in different ways. Warren has become a spark with his physical style, while Gainwell adds quickness and versatility catching passes out of the backfield. Together, they are creating just enough pressure on linebackers to change how opponents line up, and that small shift is opening the door for bigger plays across the offense. What makes this development so critical is the offensive line. Pittsburgh's front has taken steps forward. Winning battles in the trenches that let both backs turn routine carries into chains-moving games. When the line creates space, defenders have no choice but to respect the run. Those moments matter because the first reaction of linebackers decides everything. A single step toward the line instead of back into coverage is all Rodgers needs to find daylight for Metcalf or another weapon. The shocking part is how this simple efficiency can tilt games. Defenses that prepare for Rodgers' arm are suddenly gashed on the ground, and teams that stack the box are punished through the air. This balance is what Pittsburgh has been chasing for years, and it might be the piece that gives them an edge against the heavy competition inside the AFC North. The AFC North has always been defined by physical football, and this year the matchups look even more complicated. The Cleveland Browns are turning to rookie quarterback Dillon Gabriel, who will be tested by a defense that thrives on confusing young passers. History shows that Mike Tomlin dominates games like this, especially when his team is coming off extra rest. That alone gives Pittsburgh a major edge in their first divisional clash after the bye. Cincinnati, on the other hand, has been hurt by shaky linebacker play and the absence of Joe Burrow. For a team already struggling to cover ground in the middle, the Steelers' mix of jumbo formations and patient runs could become a nightmare. It is the type of matchup where Rodgers' experience and Pittsburgh's new balance create a lopsided fight, forcing the Bengals into mistakes they cannot afford. Then there is Baltimore. Still leaning on Lamar Jackson, but battling a defense that has not lived up to its usual standard. The Ravens have slipped early, and if Pittsburgh's formula keeps clicking, it could swing the race for the division. Balance matters here more than anywhere else, because one slip in these head-to-head battles can decide playoff positioning. And while the offense has gained attention, a storm is building on defense that might be even more important. Across the league, the talk around Pittsburgh's defense always circles back to TJ Watt. Fans and analysts constantly wonder why he is not shifted around more often, especially when other pass rushers like Myles Garrett are moved across the line to create chaos. But the Steelers' coaching staff has stayed firm in their belief that Watt is most dangerous where he feels at home, attacking from the left outside linebacker spot. It is here that he consistently overwhelms right tackles, drawing multiple blockers and still finding ways to collapse the pocket. The bigger picture is that keeping Watt anchored in his comfort zone forces opposing offenses into predictable adjustments. Double teams, chips from tight ends, and extra attention are almost automatic whenever he lines up. That attention creates space for teammates to win their one-on-ones, which is why the Steelers trust the system even when fans are calling for creativity. It is not about hiding Watt across the field. It is about letting him dictate the game from a position where his skill set is unmatched. What makes this decision so bold is that it defies outside noise, yet it continues to pay off. Pittsburgh knows Watt's presence alone can tilt a drive, but the real secret is how they have adjusted the rest of the defense around him. Instead of moving him, they have found another way to keep pressure constant, and that shift is redefining what Blitzburg means in 2025. What separates this year's Steelers defense from recent seasons is the return of an old identity: constant heat. Instead of relying solely on Watt to wreck games, Pittsburgh has dialed up one of the highest blitz rates in the league. At 35.8%, their aggression has already translated into the second most sacks in the NFL, proof that the plan is working. This approach doesn't just chase quarterbacks, it forces them to make rush decisions that often end in mistakes. The ripple effect has been clear. Nick Herbig has taken advantage of one-on-one chances, producing big moments like his stunt alongside Cam Hayward that created an intentional grounding call against Minnesota. Jack Sawyer's first career sack also came off the back of Watt drawing 3 defenders to his side, leaving the rookie free to finish the play. These examples show how the Steelers are turning protection schemes upside down, creating cracks through pressure instead of relocation. The most dangerous part is how this pressure packages keep offenses from ever feeling comfortable. Quarterbacks know Watt is coming, but now they also have to account for linebackers and safeties shooting gaps from unexpected angles. That unpredictability revives the true spirit of Blitzburg, and it is giving Pittsburgh a defensive identity that feels both familiar and brand new. The question now is whether the young pieces in the trenches can rise to match that same intensity. Keanu Benton's emergence has become a key development for the Steelers, as the second-year defensive tackle has shown the ability to anchor the middle after a slow start, flashing quickness, strength, and finishing ability that coaches now expect him to deliver consistently. Drawing comparisons to former Steeler Javon Hargrave, Benton brings more size and is surrounded by veterans like Cam Hayward and young talent such as DeMarvin Leal and rookie Derek Harmon, giving Pittsburgh a chance to build a dominant defensive front. If he continues to progress, his presence inside could free up blitzes, collapse pockets, and finally give the Steelers the balanced trench power they have lacked in recent years, raising their ceiling for the rest of the season. So here is the real question. Do you believe this team can turn that 3-1 start into an AFC North crown and a playoff win at Acrisure Stadium? Can Rodgers, Metcalf, and a retooled defense finally push Pittsburgh back into contender status? Drop your thoughts in the comments, let's hear your predictions, and don't forget to subscribe for daily Steelers coverage. Your take might be featured in the next breakdown.